What's going on, guys? I'm Rico, and today we're going to be talking about whether you should have a niche or a general Amazon store and why. Alright, man, so if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you guys for joining us. You know, me and Dan, we talk about Amazon FBA, Amazon private label dropshipping, which is something that we absolutely love. We're huge proponents of, general entrepreneurship, stuff like that. If that sounds interesting to you guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the little notification bell so we can, get this content out to you a little bit quicker. So, for all you regulars, you already know what time it is, man. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so we get a lot of questions asking what's better, a general or a niche store. Now, depending on the platform, that's gonna vary, okay? So with Shopify, beginners who don't necessarily know much, they can start off with a general store to kind of find their niche, find products, and then convert over to a niche store. This makes it a little bit easier, when you don't have to worry about all the metrics and moving parts of something like Amazon. Now, obviously with Amazon, we're huge proponents of you starting a niche, okay? Like building a good brand right off the bat. And I'm going to tell you why. So with a niche store, you have to look at it as building a brand for the future. So when you first start off, whether you're doing FBA or private label drop shipping, you're a baby, you're crawling through the weeds, you don't really know what to do, how to do it very well, but as time goes on, you become a master of that particular niche. You start knowing what sells, what doesn't sell, what doesn't sell that you can take and then make sell based on what kind of offer that you do, so you become a master of that particular niche. And ultimately what you want is to become a registered brand. So you'll create a business and then you'll trademark that business so you can get registered brand status within Amazon, which gives you a Amazon storefront. You guys have seen these. They're websites within websites, okay? So it's basically a website within Amazon where people can go and browse your stuff without having to look through your profile. They look through your store, not through your profile where it's just a bunch of products everywhere. It's real clean, real slick, really helps your conversions. I mean, your sales will jump maybe even 50% in some cases, okay? So that's why you would have a niche store. It really helps you out in that aspect, getting to the registered brand, protecting your products, because when you're a registered brand, people can't necessarily jump on your listing, so you have to worry less and less about hijackers. Now, what they can do is like purchase all your products and then create another listing and sell them under their own thing. That's another thing entirely. But just know that you guys should be if you're going to do this and build a brand, you need to be focusing on a niche area. Now, the general store comes in for mainly people who are like private label drop shipping. Now there's some FBA sellers that go the general store route because they don't necessarily know what in the world they're doing. They just follow some advice from some YouTuber who's never sold on Amazon to begin with, and they go ahead and just start selling these random items, and they're super disjointed and they have no idea how to build a brand. It looks terrible. For private label drop shippers, it's a way to find what products are going to sell. Okay, so now granted, your store is going to look like absolute garbage if you were to get a registered trademark, which we don't recommend. Like, don't register don't register your brand if you're just going to be a general store. It's not worth it. Having a storefront really isn't going to help you in that case because your store is going to look like dog doo-doo. Okay, so anyway, now general store is going to help the person who doesn't know which niche to sell in. It's going to kind of help them find that niche. Now, once you find that niche, you're probably going to open a secondary store, and that'll be your brand store, and you'll still be, figuring out what sells with your general store. The problem with that is you're not really good at anything. I can't say that. You'll be good at selling, but you're not really going to be a master of a particular niche. Like, you're going to find maybe one or two products that sell, and you'll be like, okay, I'm going to jump in this niche. You might find another one or two products that sell in a different niche. Like, you're not really going to know. Whereas someone who came in at the same time as you, let's say 6 months, you guys came in day one, and 6 months from that period, this person has been in their niche, let's say the pet niche, and then you've been doing your general store. Granted, you're going to have experience at this point and you're going to have made some money, but this person's going to know damn near everything there is to do with the pet niche at that point. I can't say everything there is because it takes a while to cultivate that knowledge, but they're going to be further along in that niche than you are. So let's say you found a product at the 6-month mark that's in the pet niche. Well, what if this person that's in the pet niche has already been selling that product since day one? That's 6 months of hardcore sales they're going to have. If you think you're going to come in and this person has 100, 200, 300 reviews and has been selling like crazy and you're going to come in and start taking that market share from them, not going to happen. Like it's very, very difficult to do so unless you offer a different product or a better bundle. And in most cases, most sellers don't do either. You know, they try to sell the exact same product. They don't offer any type of value. They just undercut by like 50 cents. That's not going to work with a good seller. Like when people come into our market all the time, they come into our different spaces and, you know, they sell the exact same products, but they don't bundle anything. And they try to sell them for like 50 cents cheaper. Well, guess what? They don't last very long because they can't beat us. They can't beat the value that we provide. Yeah, you're 50 cents cheaper, but we're offering all these other things. Like instead of us taking, 70%, we're getting a 70% margin, making tons of money, we'll take 40, 50%, like we're willing to do that to provide our customers exceptional value. And guess what? We'll get twice the amount of customers as someone who's trying to sell for 50 cents cheaper. So, you guys have to look at it in that regard. Like if you're going to be trying to compete, between a general and niche store, it's, they're apples to oranges, man. And they both have their places. Like I said, guys who are in the niche, they're going to be masters of that particular niche. They're going to know the ins and outs. They're going to have seen the trends, and they're going to be able to register their brand. Now, getting trademarked, I should say, getting your brand trademarked takes a little while, especially over here in the U.S. So for all you international sellers, not 100% sure how long it takes, but over here it could take anywhere from 6 months to a year. So imagine this person starts off day one, the niche person starts off day one, registers their trademark day one. By the time that the person who's in a general store gets ready to start their niche brand, they're going to have to create another LLC, and then they're going to have to register that. Like all that time is going to have been wasted while this person is waiting to get there. So let's say, boom, at the 6-month mark, this person gets their brand registered, and then they go ahead and they get their storefront. So they get their Amazon storefront. They design it extremely well. They have all their products up looking spectacular. The person that has a general store comes on, now has to register, and trademark their brand, and it's going to set things in motion. So by the time this general store person who decides to open a niche store, by the time they do get their trademark, it's already a year down the line from both of them selling. This person's been selling in a niche for a year, has their brand already set. This person will have been selling for 6 months, maybe have their trademark. This person's going to trump them out all the time. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. Oh, well, there's plenty of people who do like retail arbitrage, from this and this and this, and they just sell from big box retailers and they're general stores and they make tons of money. You're right, they do make tons of money, okay? But they're not a brand, and it's against Amazon's terms of service to do that, all right? Like everyone knows this. If you guys are willing to risk your store, go right ahead. That's on you. I'm just telling you, it's against terms of service. If you guys want to go against everything we're saying, by all means, go ahead, make the little bit of money while you can, and get shut down. Now, that's on you guys. So anyway, that's the difference between a niche and a general store, why you should pick either or, and how they can benefit you. We prefer niche stores. We try to, tell our students or teach our students that niche stores are the way to go, because ultimately you want to build a brand and down the line be able to sell that brand to get an influx of capital to do other things. Like right now, somebody wants to buy one of our stores. They want to buy our geek store. And, we may just sell it to them because, the numbers are looking good, but, we're kind of greedy right now. We want a little bit more. It doesn't take away from our day job, so it doesn't really benefit us to sell it at the price that they're asking. So we want a stronger offer, man. We definitely want a stronger offer than that. We got bills to pay, man. I got kids to feed. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's been it. I'm going to catch you guys a little bit later. Don't know when you guys are going to see this, but right now, the hurricane has brought some nasty weather up here to the northeast. It's all overcast and stuff like that. So I'm going to be dealing with that crap today. Anyway, guys, man, you enjoy. Be safe. If you can't be safe, be smart about it. All right? Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.